Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode number 77 of the Daily BLP. I am your host, Brian Collins, and super excited to be joining you on this Friday, October 17th, 2025. Happy Friday, everybody. Into the work week for some, beginning of the work weekend for others, and for even more or less folks, just a continuation of their day by day. Everybody's got a different gig going on, but today is Friday, and I got nothing going on tomorrow from a work standpoint. Oh, it's Matt. How's it going, Matt? Nice of you to hop in, bud.
Doing good. How you doing, brother? Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling everybody. Happy Friday. How have you been doing?
Been doing good. Been doing good. Been a good week here. Just keeping pipeline full. Got some editing that we've been doing, so it's been a good busy week for us here.
Very, very cool. Same here. Closed some new deals, so that's good to go. Got some signatures in place and got some other deals in the pipeline as well. So business continues, even though it's day 17 of the government shutdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we could go on and whine and complain about Republicans and Democrats and politicians, and the truth is it's affecting a lot of people. It's not affecting everybody in this crazy negative way. I feel bad for the folks that are struggling through it right now and they're maybe not getting paid or don't have something to go do when they normally would. But to be honest, I don't know about you, Matt, as a small business owner, but myself, it's been business as usual. How about you?
Yeah, same here. Yeah, nothing's really affected me that I've seen at all. So yeah, like I said, we're boots on the ground here. We're not really dealing with, importing, exporting, or I haven't really had to travel either. I think travel might be the one thing that would maybe affect me with TSA and things, but I think they're still as usual right now with TSA. But coming up, I think is maybe what they're saying. If they're not getting paid for that long, it might be an issue. But no, I haven't seen anything on my side really either.
Yeah, and I can't remember back in, apparently this happened back in 2018 and they were down for like 35 days during the last government shutdown and back then, and I don't remember everything coming to a halt. But as what typically happens with, if you look on the internet, YouTube, or TV news stories and stuff, they're going to take something that's this big and make it look like it's even bigger, right? Because that's
Yeah.
how they get eyeballs, and that's how they run ads and generate money for those media outlets. So
Yep. Yep. Yep.
but
Yep.
it's been business as usual. In fact, it's been a better week than the previous few weeks, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
you know
Hundred
so
percent. Good
it
stuff.
is it's happening, but I think we're all gonna be okay. So
Yep. 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 Yep.
um that being said, we've got a little bit of a small business highlight that I wanted to cover today. I came across this business today as I was scrolling through stuff, and I don't know if it just popped up. It's a different YouTuber. She's got a bunch of followers. I think like over 1 million subscribed. I can't remember her name, but does some really good business highlight videos, really high production value stuff. Pretty cool. But she was, and I'm not even sure how old this video was, but this business called Juiced Fuel. Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so. No.
Kind of cool.
Okay.
Kind of cool. I'm going to share my screen here. I've got them pulled up in a tab. So I wanted to show everybody what this little business is about. I thought it was worth taking a look at. So let's see. How can I get this Chrome tab? I don't want to show my whole screen. Chrome tab, Juiced Fuel. Share screen. There it is. Boom. Yahtzee. All right. Can you see that okay, man?
Yes, sir. I got it.
Awesome. I just thought these trucks were pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is cool looking. Yeah.
Just, bright orange, hard to miss. But anyway, story behind these guys. They're a few years old. Again, I don't know how old this video was, but the video I was watching, the business was 3 years old. I don't think it's much older than that. If any, maybe it's 4 or 5 by now. But boots on the, they started kind of bootstrapped it. It came out of most wives, my wife, they don't like to go get gas. She's always telling me to go fill up her truck. I don't necessarily like having to go get it if that's not something I'm, wanting to do at that moment. I like getting out of the house. But so the husband, who's a former, I think, Army vet, or is an Army vet, said, what if we had a business that just delivered fuel to people? Like everybody's getting their packages. They're not going to the shops anymore. Everybody's getting their food delivered and their groceries delivered. Why not get their fuel delivered?
Yeah.
You know, people with the wherewithal and the means, you know, they don't want to, you know, sometimes they're running late. They don't know if they're going to have time to, or if they do stop and get gas, they're going to have a hassle. Maybe if they're in a really busy place where they have to wait in line to even get to the pump. You know, most gas stations, it's kind of a pain now too, because they don't trust you enough to like fuel up before you pay for stuff. So like, and then if you want to get, and so it's not as convenient as it used to be at the convenience stores.
Right.
So they started this business. They financed their own truck. One of these orange guys, they probably just wrapped it orange or something, put their stuff all over it. The guy found the equipment used from a different company that went out of business, kind of bought it on discount.
Nice.
Found some wholesale fuel suppliers locally and just filled up tanks. And it was kind of cool. The one thing that I learned in the video is what this guy did, and I think it's pretty smart. Folks out there looking to start a small business or folks that have them, instead of saying, hey, I got an idea, I'm going to go find a bunch of money and do it and hope people buy it or interested in it, he actually just dropped a landing page and ran some ads and found out if people would be willing to sign up for the service as either a subscription or, you know, a convenience fee when they showed up to give them fuel plus the cost of gas. And he had a lot of signups, a lot of click-throughs, and it just showed that, hey, this is a legit thing that people want.
Right.
You know, so that's a huge advantage before you ever spend any real money in a truck or in equipment or in fuel or in time to easily drop, you know, a little landing page and a couple maybe Facebook ads or things like that.
Yep.
And see if people are really willing to get involved. So people like signed up before it was even a business.
Okay.
It's like, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And he quickly turned around, started doing it. First year, I think the number was him and his wife spent about 80 grand on the business.
Okay.
Made 77, so almost broke even.
Nice.
And then the next year they hit like 300K.
Nice.
Without having to put that much back into it because they already had the equipment. And then year 3 they hit $1 million. And now I was just looking at their site. They've got franchise options. Like the franchise fee to have a franchise is only 60 grand.
Yeah.
Any other franchise is way more than that. This is kind of probably the personal investment range, things that you're going to have to pay into or buy. And I'm not sure about this royalty fee, if that's, I mean, I don't know if that's per something or whatever, but I mean, no one's going to spend that just to make that. So I'd have to kind of understand what that is. But right now, they don't have a ton they're not all over the place. I think they're only they're from South Carolina. I think they've got services in Dallas, Nebraska, and like one other place. So they're primed to grow. I mean, it just seems so simple.
Yeah. Yep. No, yeah, it is. I mean, I think I even, was thinking about that like a couple months ago. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to just have someone, if you're like running super busy or you're about to go on like a long road trip and you're kind of on a time crunch. Yeah, really good business model, smart idea. And I mean, we're definitely in an era of convenience. You know, people want convenience more than ever. So really great idea, I think. Yeah.
And, you know, it's like he has a subscription fee depending on how often I think you want a truck to show up and fill up. You know, they showed some numbers. They're making maybe 30 cents a gallon on regular fuel for folks. Premium, they're making about 50 cents a gallon. Diesel, they're making a little bit more. And then there's special fuel, like non-ethylated fuel for like boats and stuff. They're even refueling people's boats that are sitting in the water.
Oh, wow.
Talked about like marinas don't want them around because a lot of times marinas will have their own fuel source. You know, people bring their boats in and fill up, but that's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Like every time I go visit my mom and dad up in Minnesota, they got a place on the lake. And then when we go out on the boat, it's like, oh, let's go on the pontoon boat. We'll go fill up the gas.
Yep.
But it's always like, we got to go fill up the gas instead of go doing something fun. Right.
Definitely.
So, I mean, I think for like a subscription for a truck to show up twice a month for somebody is like $30 a month.
Okay.
right? And people can afford that,
Yeah.
and depending on where they are and the inconvenience of stopping at the gas station, or even just a normal like $12 convenience fee if you don't have a subscription.
Yep.
But they're working with like companies that have big fleets. Imagine like a busing company, or a school, like a school bus company, or a limo company, you name it. Rental car companies, all those things where they have to like take a car somewhere, even like dealerships, you know what I mean? They're constantly taking cars and, paying their sales guys or somebody to take it to the gas station to fill it up for test drives and stuff like that. If you just had the convenience, people be willing to pay for a few bucks for a fill up extra
100%.
because you got to pay somebody else to go to it, and you're paying them more an hour. You know what I mean?
Yep. 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 Yep.
And putting miles on the car and stuff. So I think this is a fantastic business opportunity for anybody who's getting into it.
Yep.
You got 60 grand lying around and maybe another 100 grand or 150 you want to maybe finance as a business loan or something. I think it's a real legitimate opportunity. And the map is wide open. I mean, I looked at I can't remember which spot I looked to see about where to actually, like, can I fill up? I think it was maybe close to the bottom of their site or something somewhere. But I put in my zip, and no, there's nothing in Wisconsin, nothing in Minnesota, nothing
Right.
in Illinois, nothing, it's wide open. So
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I think good opportunity. It's only going to get bigger, and yeah, more and more people want that convenience. So I think, yeah, really great business model, and nothing that really, I don't think anytime soon that AI or technology could really replace, to actually drive and go and deliver. So yeah, that's something that I think for the foreseen future, looking good.
yeah, and I don't think gas cars are going away as quickly as a lot of people thought they would be. A lot of those mandates, they're going to come and go depending on government, which there's just so much out there, and the technology for, let's say, electric isn't quite there yet. And it's, really not any cheaper to own an electric car than it is to own a gas one, because you're paying as much, if not more, for the electricity to charge up.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Cool.
So I don't know. I think it's a great idea. They got an app, right? Everybody's got an app, but
Yeah.
go on the app, put in your name, your address, when you need the fuel, what kind of vehicle you got, so they make sure they bring the right kind of fuel.
Yeah.
And then boom, they
Yep.
just show up, and all of a sudden your gas is full. I mean,
Pretty crazy.
You could do that with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I hate doing? I hate remembering. It's not a big deal, but it's always inconvenient when you got to get it done. Is oil changes.
Yeah.
Like even with a Jiffy Lube or something quick, it's not. It's like even at like Jiffy, we got a Jiffy Lube that's been around like 2 years where I live now, and they've gotten better than they used to be. But now they want you to get out of the car, sit in their lobby, have a cup of coffee, go on their Wi-Fi, and that's all cool and convenient because I can get work done. But I can do that sitting in my car too.
Yep. Right.
And you're there for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
So, hey man, you fill up, give me an oil change quick.
Yep. Yeah, maybe, yeah, just check all the fluids, make sure everything, everything's all good, or yeah, things like that. Just have a quick inspect, or even mobile inspections too. I know that we don't have inspections here in Colorado, but in North Carolina, Virginia, you had to get a yearly inspection, and even that can be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So just whatever you can knock off, mobily for your car, I think people would invest some money in.
For sure, so they don't have to do that. You know what I mean? They don't have to worry
100%.
about it.
Yep.
And then take care of as much of it as you can. You're like, okay, we're gonna get, if there's a way you could do like a mobile emissions check.
Yeah.
So like the county I live in, we don't need to go get emissions checks, but the county our office is in, if you live down here, if your car is over a certain age or whatever, you got to do like an annual emissions check where you got to schedule an appointment, show up, sit in that, go in that garage. They put your car on the dyno and, plug in a little thing to your exhaust, and you can sit around and wait for them to check that. But someone could just roll up with the equipment and just go.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just do it. Send out the paperwork. Make sure it's taken care of. People, I'd pay for it. I'd pay an extra $50, $100 or something not to have to go do that. You know what I mean?
100%. I know I would. Yep.
You just take care of the paperwork. I'll make sure I'm approved, and that's all I want. That's all I want to hear about it.
No, 100%. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Oil change. While you're at it, get clean out my car, vacuum it, you know,
Yeah. Just
get a
have like different packages or something, like one package just gas, second package gas and oil, third package gas, oil, and a detail or things
yeah,
like that. Yeah, the
hair
opportunities are endless
filter.
when it comes to that stuff.
I'm always
People
trying to
like to
sell you an
compete.
hair filter.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's like you could definitely, I think, opportunity to bundle,
Yep.
for a company like this.
Yep.
What else do you need while we're here?
100%. 100%. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Manny was telling my business partner. Manny was telling me there's a app in India because so he's from Delhi and they got like 30, 40 million people or more in that city. It's ridiculously populated. There's an app that they use over there, and you can go on this app and get anything you need from anybody to show up and do it. Like he pulled, I was telling him about this thing, this juice thing. Pulls out his phone. He's like, "This is the app I use when I'm back home." He's like, "I want a haircut. I want this guy to come do it. I want this style, and I want this." Like all the little options that you would get at a salon,
Yep.
and they just, and this is the time I want today, 30 minutes from now. Like
Yep.
over here, and if I want to get a haircut, I like to use the same person all the time, right? Because they know my hair really good. But sometimes I can't get in with her for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I got to wait. I don't want to have to wait if I want my haircut tomorrow.
Yep.
But he's like, yeah, if you want one onion, at 3 a.m,
Yeah.
someone will show up within 15 minutes to get it to you.
That's cool. Yeah, that's kind of similar to an app. Have you heard of TaskRabbit?
Uh-uh.
That's an app that's used around here. So it's pretty much freelancers and things like that called taskers. So like say you need I see, a lot of people that maybe live alone or aren't as, don't know how to set up certain things. Like they'll hang up your TV for you. They'll clean your house for you. You get something from IKEA. They'll put together like any kind of task or chore. And I've never used that because I like to think of myself as a handy guy. So I try to take care of as much as I can. But things like, I don't know.
That'll change when you get older, dude. I guarantee.
Yeah.
I was the same way.
Yep.
I was the same way. Oh, I got this new TV stand. Hell no, I'm putting it together myself.
Right.
It was
Yep.
fun back then.
Yeah.
But now it's like I get something like that or Jen gets something like that and it sits until one of us like feels like doing it. Our daughter likes to put it together, those things together, but she won't read the directions and she'll forget like we had her put, my wife got this table that she was going to put, it was like a table slash filing cabinet. She's going to put like, I got her a Cricut one year for Christmas. She's going to do all kinds of stuff with the Cricut. She hasn't even opened the dang thing. But she got this thing for her little room in the basement with all of her stuff that she never uses. He just gets piled with junk. But it took forever. And like, let's finally going to put it. She convinced my daughter to do it. My daughter starts doing it. And she's like, okay, Dad, it's done. I walk in, I look at it, and it looks done. And she's over in the arcade room doing it, watching the show. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to roll it into Mom's room. And I go to roll it into Mom's room, and it's like falling apart on the way.
Right.
And she hands me this baggie full of screws and dowels and like bolts. And I'm like, honey, what about all this stuff? She's like, I didn't need it.
Yep. Right. Right.
So I roll it in there, and all of a sudden I can like pull it apart. And I'm just like, oh, honey, it's not done. Like, what do you mean it's not done? I'm like, you got to look at this. She's like, well, it worked, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. But no, like at this point in time in my life, like when those kind of things show up, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
I'd definitely pay somebody hourly.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a cool app called TaskRabbit that kind of reminded me of that. You just get a tasker and then you talk with them. They come to your house and they do whatever task you gave them.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's one of the disadvantages of living in kind of small markets like I've been used to doing, not living in big cities, is you don't get those kind of services very much because there's just not enough people to kind of keep them active.
Right.
We could have that app and maybe there'd be like 3 people on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people would want to use it, but there wouldn't be enough people given the services.
Yeah. I mean, I even saw that moving from Colorado Springs to Denver. Like when I'm calling an Uber, Colorado Springs, an Uber might take, 25 minutes to get to your house. You can get an Uber within like 2 minutes here. So yeah, that's very true. Just with, with the bigger markets, there's the more influx of people and like, what is it? The grocery shopping for you. Like I see them when I'm going grocery shopping now. There's tons of those people in there. It's just, yeah. So no, make a good point there.
I don't know. I don't think my wife has been grocery shopping in over a year. Maybe she has a little knickknack here and there, but she either gets it delivered by someone like that or me. It's like, I'm on my way home. Hey, can you stop and get this? But
Where's your
like,
tip? Do you get your
right,
tip?
right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll ask for that next time and see what happens.
Word.
But I don't mind. But
Right.
it's like, yeah, all of a sudden groceries show up on the doorstep and I didn't
Yeah.
expect it. And it's usually not like one or two. It's like the whole front porch is full of groceries. I'm like,
Yeah.
yay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
But cool. All right, everybody, go check out Juiced Fuel, and if you're looking for a business, maybe start up a franchise near you.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, let's roll into sports update for the
Yeah.
day.
And I saw you rocking Baltimore. We're both rocking Baltimore today.
Yep.
I love it. Yes,
Got
sir.
out the beat today. I felt like it was necessary.
Love it. Love it.
Yep. So I'm maybe wearing repping other teams will help the Brewers. I don't know. I don't
need
have
some
a
help.
Dodgers hat yet, so if I had a Dodgers hat and if it would jinx them, I'd totally wear it.
Yep.
But
Or just burn it. You never know if you need
maybe,
to.
yeah. Well, it seems like every time I either want to watch the Brewers play or wear something for the Brewers, they do terribly. So I'm just gonna like abstain. But no,
Yep.
I'll have the game on
Yeah.
today. It's been rough.
Yeah.
They just can't hit the ball.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's I mean they're playing the Dodgers. The Dodgers are they're just a powerhouse. I mean, just
Yeah.
even having Shohei Ohtani on the team, it's like he's at least going to get a hit, arguably a home run every game. And then I mean what they've built, and they've had this for the past few years, but I think this is one of the strongest Dodgers teams. Like I said, I'm a Brewers fan. I'm always an underdog guy, so I'm rooting for the Brewers and the Mariners. That's what I'd like to see the World Series be. But man, those Dodgers are just looking a little unstoppable right now.
Yeah, you can't hit him. And yeah, you're right with Shohei. He's one of those guys you pitch around,
Yeah,
or take your chances, and
Yep.
he usually get burned. But it's rough to watch. Just you can see the frustration in their eyes when they're up there at bat and they can't get anything going.
Yep. 100%.
So
He's one of those guys, Ohtani. It's like a walk is almost as good as an out with him. Just making sure
Right.
that he's not getting any runs batted in or getting a homer.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens today. Either they can pull one out, maybe they can pull a couple. They got to win 4 games in a row at this point, and that's next to impossible to do.
Yep. Would be cool to see though. I don't know if we've ever seen excuse me. I don't know if we've ever seen that in MLB history.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I remember years and years ago when was it the Red Sox that came back from like down 3-1? I don't know if it was 3-0, 3-0. I don't know if it was 3-1, but they were down a lot. They came back, ended up winning and going to the World Series, or either winning the World Series on that. But it's just so hard to do. It's hard enough, during the regular season to get 3 or 4 games in a row. You know what I mean? To stay warm that long.
Yep.
But I was thinking today, well, they've dropped 3 in a row. Maybe that's that's their little slide and they can get off it now, because that happens a lot too. Is you win a bunch of games and you lose a few, and you win a bunch and you lose a few.
Yep. And I did just look it up though. You were right. I'm not sure which Red Sox you were talking about, but it was the 2004 Red Sox.
The 2004 when they finally got off the curse of the Bambino.
Yep. So they came back from a 3-0 deficit to win the ALCS. So what's going on right now?
And was that against the Yankees?
Red Sox comeback, stolen base. I'm seeing Yankees pictures. Who did they come back from? Let me see. If it was the Yankees, that'd be pretty dang cool. Boston Red Sox. Yeah, the Yankees, man.
Yeah.
That's
huge for them, right?
Yep, that's huge.
So it's possible, but it's super hard.
Yeah.
It's super rare.
Yep, 100%.
But yeah, I was the way the Mariners were looking, it looked like they were gonna pull out a sweep too, but now it's tied 2-2.
Yeah.
With the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and they're losing at home too. I was really thinking they were going to come back. They were down like I think 4-1 or something when I started watching last night, and I thought they would come back from that and they would teeter and totter. But I mean, the Blue Jays are another good team. I'd say that's more of a fair matchup, Blue Jays and the Mariners, because the Dodgers, I just think, I don't know, Dodgers are scary right now, unfortunately, because I'm not a Dodgers fan.
Yeah, I mean they didn't have a scary type of season as far as wins and losses, but you're right, it's the same team basically, and they're tough. They got
And they
big
know what
back
it is
and they
to
got
be
big
in the
arms.
playoffs too. You know, it's
Yeah.
like a lot of these guys or young guys maybe haven't been in the playoffs before. It's like I think maybe 75% of the Dodgers have all been to playoffs, arguably World Series. So they know what it's like, because when you get to that stage, it's something else, I bet.
And this is what they usually say in the MLB with the small market teams that, put together, scrappy teams of guys with low salaries, and like they just they tend to get into the playoffs and then cool off,
Yep.
because you need so many statistics going your way in order for that type of team to keep rolling and winning. And when you run into the big bats, getting paid big dollars, it's really hard to overcome that.
100%. Yep. Couldn't agree more.
Well, coming up this weekend in the NFL, there's some pretty good matchups.
Yep.
Had a big game last night.
Yeah, that was a really good game. That came down to the wire. Joe Flacco still got it, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's it's crazy. Two old guys. I saw a picture, like Rodgers is 41, Flacco is 40. Rodgers has the stats on him, but they each got a Super Bowl and they each got a Super Bowl MVP, and that's where it matters, right?
Yep, 100%.
So I think Cincinnati got a steal.
Yeah.
Pulling in Flacco away from Cleveland.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good move until Burrow's at least healthy. So yeah, that was good. And then A-Rod still got it. I mean, he's still slinging the ball, but just didn't come out with the win last night.
Yeah. But what's your big game for this week? What are you paying attention to?
This week, I'd like to see. I think who do the Panthers play? I don't think they're on bye week, are they? Let me check before I make any statements here.
It'd be interesting to see if they stay on that high after beating up on the Cowboys.
Yeah, it really would. So it looks like this weekend is a bye week for them, actually. So that's, I'm not going to be looking at that. If that was the game, I'd be looking there to see if they could keep it up. Browns Dolphins game. I'm still interested in kind of seeing, can the Dolphins come back, but also Gabriel. I'm blanking on his last name. The Oregon quarterback that they're starting at the Browns now, rookie. Interested to see, or Dylan Gabriel. He's the Browns, rookie, and then they got Shador Sanders as number 2 now. So just always interesting to see that quarterback situation. So that'll be a cool game. And then we got the London game, which will be cool too. So always cool to see that. But I'd say Browns Dolphins, and then the London game, which is Jaguars Rams, are my 2. Got my eyes on. But I'm a red zone guy. I like throwing red zone on and just having
boom, having it rotate.
Yep, I love that. I love that. Keeps it going.
Yeah, Jaguars are an interesting story, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
They're playing above their skis right now, which is cool. Which I don't know if that's the right way to say it. They've had a couple years now of building.
Yeah,
they're kind of due to make something happen.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's cool to see. Patriots, Titans, they should beat up on the Titans. Titans just aren't any good this year. Commanders are at the Cowboys. That's usually always a good game. I mean, that whole division, I don't think anybody's playing as great as the Eagles are good, but I don't think they're as good as folks thought they would be. I think they're a beatable team.
Yep.
The Giants really are surprising me this year.
Yep.
Like, no one expected the Giants to be competitive, and they've been competitive every game.
Oh yeah,
definitely. If not winning them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they really have.
So Monday night game is Texans Seahawks. I don't know if anybody's really interested in that. Other Monday night game is Buccaneers Lions. That should be a good one.
Yeah, should be really good.
Primetime game Sunday night, Falcons and Niners.
Nice.
I haven't been paying attention. How are the 49ers doing this year?
They're not doing too bad, I don't think. I think they had Purdy come. He was injured for a little bit. What are they? Yeah, I think they're an even. What is it? 49ers. What is their record? Yeah, so they're actually in the top of the NFC West right now, or I guess tied with the Seahawks and Rams. Been doing pretty good. I know Purdy was injured for a little bit. I think they were dealing with some injuries, but I think they're still looking like a good team from my understanding.
Yeah, 3 teams 4-2 in that division. That's a strong division right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Packers are playing the Cardinals in Arizona. Anything could happen there. I mean, it's weird. Cardinals are always that team and
Yeah.
they have been since I was young. That like you always think, and they were good for a few years, but you always think that you're going to go in there and just run over them, and then something happens, and they just end up winning or something.
Yep. 100%.
We'll see, but should be a good weekend of football. I haven't been paying too much to the college ranks. What's going on with NCAA right now? Top 25.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I haven't been really tuned into top 25, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of our the usual. You got Ohio State in there. I think Oregon's really good. Yeah, Ohio State, Miami. I know Indiana, I believe, just beat Oregon, and so Oregon went down to 8. Indiana's now at 3. A lot of the teams that you would see, maybe a couple that we haven't seen. You got Cincinnati in there. You got USF.
What? Texas A&M is number 4 right now. Boy, now I got to start paying attention. Those are my boys.
Oh yeah. They're looking good, 6-0. And then you got UVA too, who's kind of a sleeper, I think, which coming a lot from a Virginia Tech guy. That's saying a lot right there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're not supposed to say anything nice about those guys.
Yeah, exactly. But it makes us, the only thing is Tech is so darn bad. We need them to be good because we always play them. And so if we beat them, that makes us. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
So it's kind of, you need your enemy to be good, so that you look good when you beat them, I guess is how I'd put it.
Ohio State's at Wisconsin. Wisconsin's nothing but a speed bump lately.
Yep.
They're just completely out of the conversation, which is pretty sad around here because everybody used to get really excited for Saturdays when Wisconsin was good. Yeah, 6-0, Texas A&M, Alabama 5. And Alabama's up in the conversation.
Yep, they always are. They always will be there.
Yeah. Miami.
Yep, Miami's always good. Yeah, a lot of these teams, I feel like a lot of people know, though. Yeah, only a few up there. It's still surprising Texas is still even ranked, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's them in there. It's just because it's Texas,
Yep, Texas, Arch Manning. Yeah, I agree. A little bit of politics there.
Yeah, it's A&M 6-0 in the SEC. That's not an easy task. So we'll see how they fare as the season goes on.
Yep,
cool.
100%. Cool.
All right, well, exciting for sports fans. Sooner or later, we'll start talking NBA again, too, because that's
coming up. Preseason started,
yeah. Lighten it up, so cool, man. Well, happy Friday to you, man. You got anything planned for the weekend?
Nothing really. Probably just kind of hang out. Went to a cool place. It's nice. You're kind of able to walk anywhere. So walked and watched some playoff baseball and games last night. So tonight probably gonna try to kind of finalize kind of organization, and then tomorrow probably watch some college football, and then Sunday I'm heading back to the Springs just to kind of clean up the house. The lease of that technically ends at the end of this month, so just gonna go kind of clean up, get the rest of my stuff. Just some big things like my snow tires, just the big stuff I can bring and kind of move out of there for good. So that'll be my plan. And then I got the dentist on Monday, actually. So I will not be on the show on Monday. My least favorite of all
Dude, are you getting like laughing gas or something, or
no? Just a regular routine cleaning. So
I was gonna say, if you got to come on the show if they're gonna pump you full of some of that good stuff, because
my voice is just super deep.
That'd be a riot, man.
Yeah,
you're telling stories that you're probably not supposed to tell. Yep. Everything's funny.
Yep, 100%.
You just all of a sudden start crying at something. Yeah. You ever see those videos of people on YouTube where their parents like film them?
Yeah, it's some of the funniest.
They get their wisdom teeth pulled or something. Oh
yeah, I love those.
So funny. Anyway, I got a volleyball tournament. My daughter, it's the end of her volleyball season, so they got their annual tournament.
Good stuff.
On Saturday, so that should be fun. I'm gonna be a sports dad that day, and then like my wife told me today, she's like, "Yeah, we're finishing volleyball, and a couple days later, basketball starts up." So she's gonna be playing on 2 teams, so that should be interesting.
Nice,
so,
fun stuff.
Yeah, cool. All right, man. Hey, thanks for popping in.
Of course,
always a blast. Everybody, thanks for tuning in to the episode 77 of the Daily BLP. We're gonna wrap things up. Hopefully, everybody out there in YouTube land and Facebook land and wherever you're watching the content, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Stay healthy, have fun, stay blessed, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Have a great weekend, everyone. See ya.